Hello, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing how to manifest collectively. So please stay tuned to the next 20-30 minutes of today's video so you can learn everything you need to know to master collective manifestations. Now, this worksheet was created from the research that we did with the activation worksheet of the Intensive Realization Program. So if you're interested in joining our more advanced or our beginner programs, then what you're going to want to do is click the first link in my bio right now. Then you can go ahead and join today. But for nonetheless, on to today's video. The nature of collective manifestation. See, if you've ever manifested before, then I'm sure you've heard of the concept called group manifestation or collective manifestation. It's when a group of people get together and focus down on a particular desired reality. One would think that they should treat this as something similar to traditional manifestation, but in reality, what you're going to want to do is the exact opposite. See, collective manifestation differs from individuated manifestation quite a bit. Solo manifestation only requires you to focus your energetic state of being on yourself, which for most people is the easy part. However, from the start, a collective manifestation is to impress your energy on the collective will that can be considered greater than yourself or something you are a part of. This is both a great benefit as well as where the difficulty lies. See, on a collective scale, there's a net benefit effect where when two or more individuals align their energy, a synergy will take place that upregulates their collective energy to impress a greater will on reality around them than if they tried manifesting alone. This is why whenever a large movement is formed, massive change on a global scale can happen in what seems like an instant. However, at the same time, this is where the difficulty lies. And this is because of the fact that in order to receive that net benefit, those individuals within the collective have to first align on that vision and energy of a particular goal set or desired manifestation to the degree of resonance that allows their energies to be registered as working together in the first place. This is the reason non-local group healings can work so effectively. There's a group of individuals, maybe 7 to 10, all focused on a particular individual's well-being. The goal is clear as can be, and because the intent is for healing, there's little to no resistance between the group members on aligning with each other to manifest this particular outcome. Robert Edward Grant once said, "We live in a universe, but we really should call it a U-inverse." See, the key to collective manifestation is to understand that it's not you against anything when focused on a collective goal, but rather it's in fact you trying to find the even deeper resonance and essence of yourself within this community that led you to the collective that you want to manifest for and with in the first place. Before continuing your journey of collective manifestation, first consider how your personal manifestations might already be an effect of collective manifestations. Consider the fact that the entire reality you already experience as real could be just one collective manifestation. The secret then to manifesting collectively isn't to try to change your base strategy of feeling good from within, but it's to acknowledge that this feeling good within has major ramifications that extend far beyond you in the best possible ways. That feeling good from within first in your personal manifestations is the exact first step you must take if you want to see your collective manifestations work for you in the way that you know they should. What you want to do then is treat collective manifestation not as a manifestation of something outside yourself, but as a personal manifestation for you and your group. When you change your perspective from this is too large or this is outside of what I can do to this is just another manifestation for the larger self of the collective me rather than the small, more individual me, everything will change for you in the blink of an eye. You'll find that the collective manifestation got a whole lot easier because now you aren't a bunch of individuals trying to manifest together, but now you're seeing yourselves as a single individual working on the same manifestation. This collective intent is much larger and more potent than you can expect because of the way humans are hardwired. And now we get to the good stuff, the techniques, the collective's guide to manifestation. Now, to the techniques that you're going to want to apply for your collective manifestation, starting off, you first need to make sure you're aware that in general, there are two main factors that make up your collective's ability to manifest the desired reality. These are the collective's energetic state and the collective's awareness. So this instructional sheet will teach you how to have your community cultivate that first part, being the energetic state, by using a technique we call V-activation. It is to the degree that your community practices entering into the resonant energetic states of the collective's primary feeling and living from it That will determine to what degree will the desired reality manifest for your collective the experiences that reflect those same energies. Like attracts like. That is the intensity of manifestation. Now, the first step is to find your collective and communicate your intent of what you plan on doing with them and why. Although this strategy can work if you just do this solo focus on your collective, you will naturally receive the best results possible when your entire team is aware and aligned with you, doing these same exact techniques you're doing in order to achieve the highest level of success with the techniques you're applying. You're applying for the realization of the manifest intent of your collective. Once your collective has been notified and starts to come around to the idea of manifesting your goal, the second step is to then have your collective align fully around the particular intent your team is focused on that we will call your collective's North Star. The North Star is the goal that your team will be collectively manifesting. It's important that you make the goal clear and concise for the best results within the manifestation techniques alignment steps. Preferably, a sentence explanation of the North Star you're focused on is enough in most cases. Now, once everyone is clear on the North Star, you can then condense the alignment technique. And the easy way to do this is to have each collective member do an automatic writing session on the North Star by having them set a timer each for 25 minutes and then focus on writing intuitively, gibberish if necessary, the answer to these three questions in long form. The first question of how will they feel when the North Star has manifested decides when the goal is achieved. Second question, what would they do now or be able to do now after achieving this goal? And the third question, what would change in life for them now after achieving this? Make sure they spend the entire 25 minutes focused on this, and if they get blocked anywhere, have them just continue on. The purpose of automatic writing is to dive deeper into their subconscious mind so that this whole vision that's a little bit vague starts becoming more essence-based, something that's deep, something that connects with them at their core. When that core is connected, that's when the alignment and the resonance can ensue. So, after each collective member does their automatic writing, have them share some of the highlights of the session, focusing primarily on the feelings they would feel imagining what life would be like for them. This is the first step for everyone to move beyond alignment, which means similar vision and energy, into coherent, which means resonant vision and energy. The second step, where that deep essence base is felt and made manifest. And the final step then is to determine the North Star state of being your collective will use, which is the main feeling of the wish fulfilled that you expect to collectively feel the most of when the manifestation realizes out. Now, once that North Star state of being for your collective has been chosen, then you're now finally ready for the next step, which is when you'll have your collective focus on taking that feeling and transforming it into a habitual energy that they can live from while they pursue the collective manifestations using the technique known as the activation. Now, the four-step exercise to enter the energy of the wish fulfilled so that you can commence the activation. Before beginning this technique, perform what I call the ladder breath, which is also known as the breathing done for Kundalini awakenings. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click into the worksheet and watch this video by Dr. Joe Dispenza, because he does a much better job than I could ever do for this particular breath due to the depth of it, the purpose of it, and how to properly conduct it. So once you've looked at that video, once you commence that breath, come back here and go into the heart-based breath, which is this next breath up next. Now, what you're going to want to do is, after completing the ladder breath, lay down and sit up with your eyes closed and take one of your hands and put it over your heart so that we can start doing something called a heart-based breath. Now, once you start to feel your heartbeat, what you're going to want to do is to take a deep inhale for 8 seconds into your heart center, through your belly, through your heart center area. Deep 8-second inhale, deep 10-second exhale with a smile on your face. What this is going to do is lead you into something known as heart rate variability coherency, which is a technical term that simply means your body, mind, and spirit, for the most part, are now in alignment to yourself. Your energy is flowing smoothly, and everything can now manifest out the way you need it to. So once you're now in this more coherent and more aligned state, what you're first going to want to do with your collective is sense the feeling. So since you've just completed the automatic writing with your team and you've chosen your feeling that you're going to have as your North Star state of being, what you're going to want to do is just get a sense for that feeling. Figure out what it would feel like now to have that manifest reality be true to you now. Now, when you feel that feeling, notice where you feel it in your body. Notice if you feel it through your arms, if you feel it in your chest, if you feel it in your head, if you feel it in your legs, your toes. Notice exactly where you feel it in your body, and then try to expand this feeling to all over your body. If you feel it in your hands and your arms, try to experience it through your chest and then down your legs, then up your head. Try to have this become a full body feeling of rapture, a full body feeling of the wish fulfilled. And then once you have this full body feeling of the wish fulfilled, check in with each member of your team to make sure that they can also achieve the similar state. And once everyone is in this similar state, is in resonance, what you're now wanting to do is enter something called future pacing. With a sense of that feeling, continuing to do the breathing, what you're going to want to do is imagine that you're now living from this feeling, experiencing each and every day living from this. And from that feeling, imagine that it's now 7 days that you've been living from this state. What is life like now? What qualities do you have, and what qualities does life have for you? What you're going to want to do is just express these internally. You don't have to answer them out loud. What you're really doing is a visualization to go deeper into the feeling and then have it expand in linearity so that this feeling now has longevity to it. Now, once that feeling is solid and feels stable, go deeper. Repeat the above now, imagining that you're living from this new feeling for 3 more months. Once you have that solid and stable, do this again for 3 years and then for 7 years. And once you've accomplished that for that time period, what you're now wanting to do is something called past pacing, because now you should have generated a very high level and desirable feeling, something you might even describe as a perfect feeling, because you've taken that initial first step, the feeling that all of your team has agreed on to be the North Star state of being, and now you've expanded it individually through each of the team members so that they can also expand this out holistically in a way that's most true to their intrinsic desires. So what you're going to want to do is imagine feeling this feeling not as something in the future, but now something that you've already experienced in the past. Try to experience remembering this feeling as something that occurred in the past that you just felt like this 7 days ago. And once you've done this memorization technique to remember feeling a feeling as if it's happened 7 days ago, what you're going to want to do is to start stepping forward from that past day by day. 6 days ago, remember that feeling, but then start to remember the feeling as if it's increasing, as if it's expanding, as if it's growing, as if reality is changing already from the past. And that has led to a greater ensuing of that feeling manifesting out more and more and more. And continue doing that 5 days, 4 days, 3 days until you get back to the present moment. Now, once you feel as if that memory, that feeling is solid and stable, what you're going to want to do is you're going to come forward to the present moment from that memory. Imagine now that in this present moment, you've been living from that feeling that you remember and get this sense of calm expectation for how your life will now be, continuing to live from this feeling, continuing to see it expand, continuing to see it grow, and continuing to see how life around you is affected and changing because of this energetic state of being that you've been living in. And then, once this present moment reality feels solid and stable, feel a sense of love and gratitude for this feeling, that you've been blessed to live a life like this. And then imagine that you've now radiated out this blessed feeling, this blessed present moment feeling to those in your life you care about. That by radiating this feeling, they've received this gift. They've been healed, and now they feel the same way you do. And to expand this even more, expand out this feeling to the members of your team specifically, the individuals working with you on this collective manifestation. Radiate out this present moment feeling that you're feeling to them as well. This is how we move from the state of coherence and alignment to the state of resonance and coherence, which is a state that's much more potentiated and where that collected will can see the most effect in the physical plane. And then once you've accomplished this and once you've completed this feeling, declare to yourself that you'll continue to live from this feeling, and then open your eyes and continue living from this feeling. Once you made this declaration and you've committed to continue living from this feeling, all you have to do now is meet up with your team every couple of weeks, redo the session to get back into the feeling, and then live your day-to-day life habituating it. Whatever activities, actions, steps you can take to continue having this feeling expand. Maybe that's meditating, maybe that's journaling, maybe that means doing the automatic writing often. Whatever that is for you, make sure that you do that so that you can continue living from this feeling, because it's this feeling that is the core of the manifestation, the key core aspect that's going to enable you to transform everything around you collectively. This is the key, and this is how to manifest collectively. Now, finally, if you've loved what you learned today, then what you're going to want to do is to enroll in the How to Manifest course to learn the techniques we recommend for honing your emotional basis In order to make the most of all your manifestations and move them forward in time, rather than backwards in time, where this isn't the end, but only the beginning. And if you loved How to Manifest Collectively, you're going to find some similar techniques in there to expand what you've learned today even more. And with that, that commences the end of today's video, and I will talk to you later. Peace.